Hey guys. Alright, so I've just been kind of looking through some of my videos that I have on my subscriptions, my channel subscriptions on my YouTube. Uh, Off Grid with Doug and Stacy is definitely one of them. And I checked out one video on a channel that I have a subscription to called Think About It. And it was. I was going to play it, but. Let's see. Oh, this was just about stupid ads.
So there was an investigation by the federal police, and they caught a bunch of people in, I guess, what would be like a vaccine passport sting. This is a shocking headline. It's really incredible. Listen to this. Big Pharma boss caught faking his COVID vaccination status, injected himself with salt water instead, now facing criminal charges. It says police have charged Jose Maria Fernandez Sosa Faro, the president of European pharmaceutical behemoth Pharma Mar, with being falsely vaccinated against COVID-19. Dr. Sosa Farrar is embroiled in a European controversy involving individuals, many of whom are well-known figures, being added to the National Immune Registry in exchange for large sums of money. Dr. Sosa Farrar is among more than 2,200 celebrities and European elites on a list drawn up by the National Police of those falsely vaccinated against COVID. According to El Mundo, that's the newspaper reporting, Spanish police carried out the investigation called Operation Jenner, which uncovered the vast network of celebrities and elites who have paid money to have their names fraudulently entered on the National Immunization Register, despite refusing to be vaccinated.
So, I didn't really know what to think about that video. If you guys have any thoughts, let me know. So there's elites that have been faking their COVID-19 vaccinations. Um, I did a repost on my channel from something that Doug and Stacy posted, and it's on the word government, derived from the Latin verb governo, governare, meaning to control, and the Latin noun mens or mentis, meaning the mind, to control the mind. So, leaving that on here. Let me know what you think, you guys. Give me any thoughts. I told you guys I'm going to be doing some different videos. Quite a few different videos. Uh, we're going to be covering things that are going on. And I've kind of wanted to do this. And I know my channel's kind of newer. And you know what? I want to get this stuff out there just like Doug and Stacy are getting it out there. And anyway, plus work on getting the informational stuff out there. I figured we'd just jump right into it. And I still haven't gotten the third part 3 of the music celebration up. I will definitely. I'm gonna try to get that up there today for sure. I don't even know where I left off on my books. Um, Hang on, let me see. You know what? I don't care. I'm gonna start out of here. And as I said before, I might honestly. I don't know where I left off. Oh. Maybe. Well, I kind of need to know where I left off, huh? Me, my first lasagna garden. Okay, I think I took that through the end. Okay, so this one then is on vegetables in the lasagna garden. I'll go ahead and screenshot that and or take a picture of it and use that on the front. So here we go. We're going to dive right in because now's the time when we all need to, get deeper into the knowledge and learning how to be self-sufficient because things are going to happen pretty quickly. So here we go. Vegetables in the lasagna garden. Once you have an established lasagna garden bed, growing vegetables couldn't be easier. After planting, all you need is a little smart mulch management, and your chores are nearly finished. There's no such thing as a no-work garden, but this is close. Getting started. The process of making a lasagna garden to grow vegetables is the same as for any other lasagna garden. For a review of the basic building steps, we'll refer back to assembling a lasagna garden on page 14, which I do believe I did. I know I did a video on that. Mulching new plantings, enriching potting mix, giving transplants a good start, creating a seed bed, fertilizing summer vegetables. And we'll go back over that. I'll go back over that right here. You've selected the perfect site and assembled all of your ingredients. So let's get this lasagna garden started. First, mark the outline of the garden on the ground with either stakes and string or a sprinkling of lime or flour. The actual size and shape of the garden are up to you. If this is your first garden, I suggest starting small. Hello.
Sorry.
You're alright. Okay, sorry guys. That was actually a long pause, even though I know it doesn't seem like it in the video. Gotta finish doing something real quick. Toby showed up, as you can see on the video, and I had to go down and refill a propane tank and get a couple things from Dollar General, and he needed gas in his car, so. Plus, I had to cash my check. And I ran into an old friend, which was so freaking cool, and I never expected it. So, good friend of mine that I made while I was working at Meijer back between 2010 and 2012. Her name is Lindsay, and I don't even remember what her maiden name was. Her married name is Chilcutt, and she works at the bank in town. So, that was pretty cool. Really? Come on. So we talked for a little bit, and I gave her my number, told her to text me, so I could have her number, and yeah, that's pretty cool. Made me pretty happy. I've made almost $20 on Bitcoin today. It's money, right? 1901. Okay. So, yeah, that was pretty awesome. I actually kind of expected my video to have been messed up. I didn't think that it was going to. I expected the cats to get up here and screw it up, but thankfully I think they were all sleeping. Okay, so I was reading. I'm just going to start it over. That little section on assembling a lasagna garden. So you've selected the perfect site, and assembled all your ingredients. So let's get this lasagna garden started. I'll put this down a little bit. First, mark the outline of the garden on the ground with either stakes and string or a sprinkling of lime or flour. The actual size and shape of the garden are up to you. If this is your first garden, I suggest starting small. Well, it's not my first, and we're definitely not going to go small. An area roughly 4 by 8 feet won't take a lot of ingredients, but will give you room to grow several different crops. After you've tried the technique once, you can quickly create new lasagna gardens to expand your plantings. For the first layer, you need something heavy to smother the existing grass and weeds. Most of the time, I use thick pads of wet newspaper. Lay them close together so the edges overlap slightly to keep weeds from sneaking through. Another good option is flattened, overlapping cardboard boxes, which we've already got a good start on that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the materials to build the raised beds that I really want to build. So we might end up getting stuck having to do this. And I say it that way because I really want to do the raised beds. It's just going to depend on whether or not we're going to be able to get the materials. Next, add a 2 to 3 inch layer of peat moss to cover the paper or cardboard. If you'll have paths through your lasagna garden, cover them with 4 inches of wood chips instead, and save the peat moss for the growing area. I think what I might do is try to, if I have to do it this way, I will build the lasagna gardens up in exactly the measurements of what the raised beds would be, the 8 by 4 feet. So now spread a 4 to 8 inch layer of organic mulch material over the peat moss. Add another layer of peat moss and another layer of mulch and so on until the beds are 18 to 24 inches high. I often top the layers with a scattering of bone meal and wood ashes to provide an extra phosphorus and potassium. And that's it. The exact materials you'll use for your lasagna depend on which you have readily available. Every time I build a lasagna garden, I use somewhat different layers depending on the season, but the results are the same. Whatever you decide will be right. The important thing is to do it. Okay, now we're going to go back to chapter 2. When you lay down paper to kill the sod, you also create the perfect habitat for earthworms, darkness, dampness, and food. Then you cover the paper with layers of organic mulch, so it won't look like paper lying on the grass, and you make more food for your earthworms. They'll work even harder, tunneling through and loosening the soil while breaking down the organic matter into your nutrients your vegetables need to produce generous yields. And I think with us, I think I will probably have to make it more than 24 inches high because of the soil itself. I don't want it contaminating, you know what I mean? And that's the other thing, because after it composts down, it's only about 6 inches. So I think we might have to build the raised garden beds. Alright, here we go. Even in the vegetable garden, neatness counts. If you pile up organic matter helter-skelter, it looks like a mess. No one wants to see that. Most of us do not live in the wilds without neighbors, but even if we did, we would rather see a neat garden than one that looks like a pile of garbage. Lasagna gardens are neat. They are organized layers of organic material that decompose without looking messy or smelling bad. Design your lasagna garden beds so you can reach into every area without stepping on the soil. A comfortable width for most people is 3 to 4 feet across. The length of the beds is up to you. If you have room for more than one 3 to 4 foot wide bed, lay paths between them to allow easy access for planting, mulching, and harvesting. Alright. Actually, because this gets into the vegetables themselves. So I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll just finish the beginning part of chapter 2. And then the next video out of this book will be literally starting the vegetables. So, here we go. A whole plethora of very, very, very useful information. Interplanting, making the most of your space. When life leaves you scraps, make a quilt. When it seems you have no place to garden, look again. Take a walk around your yard and you'll probably find a wealth of other spaces where vegetables could fit in. create a beautiful and bountiful flower garden. Even established perennial gardens can usually accommodate a few vegetable plants. The front of the border usually includes ground covers and low-growing flowers, but a variety of herbs can fit in well there too. You might even consider planting an edging of all one vegetable or herb, such as bush beans or curly parsley. I like the look of a bush cucumber or squash plant in the middle tier of planting. If you use attractive supports for climbing plants like tomatoes, beans, and cucumbers, you could tuck them into the back of the border. Lay down stepping stones so you can reach the middle and the back of the garden for harvesting without walking directly on the soil. Give vegetables a good foundation. Interplanting vegetables with a foundation planting, the uninspired collection of evergreen shrubs lurking around the base of most homes, is an excellent use of space. With a little thought and some lasagna layers, you can convert an ordinary straight line foundation planting into a wider curved bed, housing a spectacular garden of flowers, herbs, and vegetables. You don't even have to remove the original trees and shrubs, though a bit of judicious pruning might be in order to shape them a bit and control their size. Remember, this area is the first thing visitors see when they look at your house, so an attractive appearance is important for creating a welcoming atmosphere. Grow up. An arbor or trellis only takes a tiny bit of growing space, but it gives you a generous surface to support taller climbing crops. Add one or more of these structures to an existing garden or use them to dress up a blank wall or drab deck. Besides providing extra growing space, these supports make picking a snap. Tomatoes and cucumbers are two excellent choices for trellised crops. Scarlet runner beans are also great with bright edible flowers that attract hummingbirds, followed by long green edible pods filled with tender beans. Climbing nasturtiums can quickly fill an arbor with a cascade of edible leaves, stems, and flowers, followed by seeds that can be pickled and used as you would capers. In addition, the flowers are a beautiful bonus. Luscious vegetables for lasagna gardens. Lasagna gardening works great for just about any vegetable crop. Here I've highlighted some that I particularly enjoy growing. Many are traditional favorites, others such as radicchio you may be surprised to see. I found that the lasagna system gives great results with these and several other crops that are just too much work with traditional methods. So read on or listen on, pull up the videos, and see how you too can succeed with vegetables and so read on or watch the videos, continue watching, stay tuned, and see how you too can succeed with vegetables the lasagna gardening way. Alright, and that is the end of the beginning of chapter 2, Vegetables in the Lasagna Garden. And I'm drinking some orange juice. Trying to make sure I get enough potassium, which is a good thing. Yeah, I had to fill a propane tank. So, anyway, got something. I'm gonna be on the lookout for more videos on things that are going on, and I will be doing videos on that. Just kind of depending on I'm gonna have to check out, some of my subscriptions to see what they've got on, their channels and stuff. And when I find something, I will bring it to your attention. So, that's going to be a thing. That's going to be videos that's going to be coming up. And definitely more on informational, the gardening videos, that kind of thing. Got my Baker's Creek. And I'm excited. So excited. I think I might actually do a video on seeds. Um, but yeah, there's going to be a whole bunch of different types of videos that we're going to be putting out. And, so you guys stay tuned and be watchful. Do your research, guys, because things are really, really shaping up out there. Plus, I'm going to be getting in some devotional videos too, and some Bible study videos. And I got to start getting them on my other channel. So again, I'm going to drop the link for my other channel on here. So please go to my other channel. I've only got 5 videos on it right now, and I'm working to get the other ones up there. It's just time. It's just time. So, and I'm also going to start doing painting videos. So be looking forward to those. So there's going to be a whole lot of different videos. And maybe even some with like cooking from scratch, that kind of thing. I'm going to try to get a whole bunch of different type of stuff in. So you guys stay tuned and do your research. Stay vigilant, you guys, because things are really starting to peak out there. I will see you guys in the next video, which definitely going to be today. And I'm also going to try really hard to get the part 3 up there too. So see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.